Hello everyone, this is Sam from Language Atlas, and in this video I'd like to show you the Dutch B1 vocabulary Anki deck. In this video we will go over three things. First, I'd like to show you the course structure of the Dutch B1 vocabulary Anki deck. Second, I'd like to show you the course content. And third, I'd like to show you some brief system and editing options. Now you can see that I have the Dutch B1 vocabulary Anki deck right over here. Now normally you would double click to open it, but I've already done so, as you can see right over here in Anki. I will maximize Anki, and you can see the deck right over here. I'd like to begin with my first point, which is to show the course structure. Now within the overall Dutch B1 vocabulary Anki deck, we have 8 chapters, beginning with chapter 1 pronouns, and then going to chapter 2 conjunctions, chapter 3 verbs, chapter 4 nouns, chapter 5 adjectives, chapter 6 adverbs, chapter 7 prepositions, and chapter 8 determiners. Now in front of chapter 4 nouns, you see a little plus icon. If I click on that, you can see that there are subdecks inside of it, 20 to be precise. Now what I've done is that I've categorized nouns by theme. So academe and intellect is there, animals is there, we have home, jobs, location, all the way to time, maths and numbers, and transportation. So whenever you wish to learn a certain noun category by theme, you're able to do so. And that was my first point, to show you the course structure. Now I'd like to go to my second point, which is to show you the course content. And I'll do so by having a look at 3 decks within the overall Dutch B1 vocabulary Anki deck. I will have a look at chapter 4 nouns, and to be a bit more precise, society and economy. I will have a look at chapter 5 adjectives, and then chapter 3 verbs. So I will begin with chapter 4 nouns, and I'll scroll down to society and economy, and I will click on study now. Now this is the first card type. We see a Dutch sentence, but there are 2 blank areas right over here. And it's your job to know what goes inside the blank area. Underneath that, we have the English translation of the Dutch sentence. The shift starts tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And it's your job to know what the shift is in Dutch. So it goes over here. Then we have the image, and the image is a visual representation of the sentence. So many studies have shown that if you have a visual representation, so an image, it is an aid in helping you memorize things. So it will help you to memorize and understand the words. So let's do it. How do you say the shift in Dutch?
De dienst begint morgen om 6 uur. De dienst, een dienst. De diensten.
So we can see that there are 3 areas. We have a sentence area, we have a singular area, and we have a plural area. I'll just begin with this one, the sentence area. So here we have the correct sentence, and this is what we were looking for, de dienst. Now you may have noticed that the dienst is bolded and in blue. Why is this the case? Well, Dutch nouns have either de as an article or het as an article. Now whenever you have de words, you will see them in blue. This allows you to create an association with them, blue is de, and this in turn will help you to memorize them a lot better and faster and understand them as well. So this here will help you by so much. This will help you a lot. So the correct sentence is de dienst, and then of course the rest of the sentence begint morgen om 6 uur. Underneath that we have the IPA notation. So the IPA notation is here for if you really want to ace your pronunciation. The IPA notation will help you a lot. Of course, you can rely on audio as well. We have the English translation as well, and we have the audio for the sentence.
De dienst begint morgen om 6 uur.
Our second area is the singular area. You see the noun in its definite form and in its indefinite form. You see the IPA notation, again, an aid for pronunciation. And we have the English translation. Finally, the audio.
De dienst, een dienst.
The third area is the plural area, where we have the Dutch word in its plural form, de diensten. We have the IPA notation and the English translation as well, followed with the audio.
De diensten.
Great. Let's continue. The bell at the front door is broken. How do you say the bell?
De bel bij de voordeur is kapot. De bel, een bel. De bellen.
Great. So again, we've seen this before, the sentence with the word that we're looking for, the bell, bolded and in blue because it's a de word. We have IPA notation, we have the English translation and audio.
De bel bij de voordeur is kapot.
We have singular IPA translation audio, plural IPA translation audio. Let's continue. The ceremony lasted about an hour. How do you say the ceremony in Dutch?
De ceremonie duurde ongeveer een uur. De ceremonie, een ceremonie. De ceremonies.
Great. So again, sentence area, singular area, and we have the plural area right over here. So, let's do another one. We have Dutch sentence, English translation and image. The prayer gave her peace. How do you say the prayer?
Het gebed gaf haar rust. Het gebed, een gebed. De gebeden.
Now, you may have noticed an interesting difference. Where before we had the words which were blue, now we have a head word. And head words are shown in green. Now again, this will help you memorize things a lot faster. Whenever you see de, you will see green. Whenever you see head, whenever you see de, you will see blue. And whenever you see head, you will see green. So de words will always be shown as blue and head words will always be shown as green. And this you already know, singular area and plural area. The discount does not apply to these products. How do you say the discount?
De korting geldt niet voor deze producten. De korting, een korting. De kortingen.
Great. And again, so it's a de word, so it's blue. And if it had been a het word, it would have been in green. Let's do one more. The economy is growing by 3% this year. How do you say the economy?
De economie groeit dit jaar met 3%. De economie, een economie. De economieën.
Great.
De
Now, this is the second card type. Now, you've already seen the sentence before. The shift starts tomorrow at 6 o'clock. However, with the second card type, it is now your job to type in the correct answer. Now, this really tests whether you can spell the word correctly. And of course, in language learning, this is an important thing to do as well. So I will type in the correct answer and let's see what happens.
De dienst begint morgen om 6 uur. De dienst, een dienst.
Great.
De
Now,
diensten.
You can tell that I typed in the word correctly because we have over here de and dienst. So whenever you have an answer correct, it shows up in green. Now, let's see what happens if we type in the word incorrectly. And we know that this is the bell, but let's say I do head and let's say I didn't know, I do like something like this.
De bel bij de voordeur is kapot. De bel, een bel. De bellen.
Now you can see I made a mistake with the article. I wrote head when it should have been de. So Anki shows the incorrect parts in red. I typed in lel when it should have been bell. And again, Anki shows you where you made the mistake. So what you should have had over here is in green and the mistakes you made were in red. Now I could continue, but I think you get the idea. It's more typing exercises and the second card type helps you with spelling. That was chapter 4 nouns. I'd like to go to chapter 5 adjectives now, and I will click on start now. We see a Dutch sentence with a blank area. We see the English translation and we see an image. Amsterdam offers many cultural activities for tourists. So, cultural, how do you say that?
Amsterdam biedt veel culturele activiteiten voor toeristen. Cultureel, culturele.
Great. Now you may have noticed that the word that we're looking for is in the color indigo. Now this has no special meaning, and the only reason that this is an indigo is so you can immediately spot the correct answer in the sentence. So noun cards have colors and they have meanings. De is blue, het is green. But for all other cards, you will find the correct answer in indigo. That answer has no special meaning, the color I mean, but it's only there so you can immediately spot the answer in the sentence. So we have the correct answer, IPA, Dutch, English translation and audio.
Amsterdam biedt veel culturele activiteiten voor toeristen.
And then we have the adjective area over here. We have the base form cultureel and the inflected form culturele. We have the IPA notation, we have the English translation, and we have the audio.
Cultureel, culturele.
So you hear both forms. Let's do another one. That is a very smart solution to the problem. Smart. How do you say smart?
Dat is een heel slimme oplossing voor het probleem. Slim, slimme.
So we have the correct answer in indigo as well. So you can immediately spot the answer. Dat is een heel slimme oplossing voor het probleem. We have the correct answer, the adjectives, I mean. We have the cultural one, the basic one, and we have the inflected one. We have the IPA notation and the English translation. That is a very chic restaurant. How do you say chic?
Dat is een heel chic restaurant. Chic, chic.
Great. So again, indigo, and we have the translation over there, the adjectives. That is a very odd question.
Dat is een heel vreemde vraag. Vreemd, vreemde.
So we can see that we have the correct answer in indigo, and we have the adjective area over here, the base form, and the inflected form. Let's do one more. The expected arrival time is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. How do you say expected?
De verwachte aankomsttijd is om 3 uur 's middags. Verwacht, verwachte.
Great. So I think you get the picture. We have the sentence area over here, we have the adjective area over here, basic form, inflected form. And if I were to continue like this, we would end up with the typing exercises that you've already seen. Amsterdam offers many cultural activities. And if you have the answer correct, it shows a green. If you have it incorrect, it will help you as well. Let's do the last one, chapter 3, verbs. I'll click on this one, click on study now, and let's see. If it stays this cold, the lake is going to freeze. How do you say to freeze in Dutch? Let's have a look.
Als het zo koud blijft, gaat het meer bevriezen. Bevriezen.
Great. So we have the correct answer sentence. We have the word that we're looking for in indigo, bevriezen. And we have the answer of the full verb here. Now, you may have noticed something interesting, that the verb is in the full verb form. This form is sometimes called the infinitive. Now, the reason for this is that once you know the infinitive in Dutch, it is very easy to conjugate it. The conjugations are based off the infinitive. So all verb forms will be in infinitive. And once you know the infinitive, once you know full verb form, it is so much easier to conjugate it, so much easier to put in different situations and account for different people and different persons. Let's continue. Visitors cannot access the building without a pass. Access.
Bezoekers kunnen het gebouw niet betreden zonder pas. Betreden.
So you can see correct answer sentence, and then we have the full verb, betreden. Dutch, IPA, English, audio.
Betreden.
The doctor must treat the patient immediately. Treat.
De arts moet de patiënt onmiddellijk behandelen. Behandelen.
Great. Answer sentence, IPA, English, and we have the full verb area over here. Full verb form, IPA, English, and audio.
Behandelen.
The boss unfortunately had to fire him. To fire.
De baas moest hem helaas ontslaan. Ontslaan.
Great. So I think you get the picture as well. We can continue, but then we would end up with the typing exercise as well, and you've already seen it before. So that was my second point, to show you the course content. Now I'd like to go to my third point, which is to show you some brief system and editing options. Now many people have asked me, how do you regulate the amount of cards you see per day and what are the right amounts? Well, you can change that by going over here and clicking on this little icon and clicking on options. Now what you see is a new pop-up and it says daily limits. It has new cards per day and it has maximum reviews per day. Now the new cards per day regulates how many new cards you see, and the reviews shows you the maximum amount of reviews that you do every day. So a card you've already done before you do it again, that is a review. I can increase this 30 and I can make this 300. The amounts increase and I can decrease it again. And the amounts decrease. Now, my recommendation for you would be to start with 50 new cards per day and then 150. I think this is a very fair amount of cards to do. You have nice progression, but it's not too much. It's not a lot, I would say. I think you can really do this, but of course, what is a lot and what is not a lot really depends on where you are in language learning. If you feel comfortable, if you prefer doing fewer cards, you can also do that. 5 and 50, for example, is a good option. A nice little trick is whenever number you have over here, do it times 10 for over here. So 5 and 50 and 15, and I can do times 10, it would be 150. One more thing I'd like to show you is over here, FSRS. Now what this area actually does is it gives you a new and better algorithm. Now Anki has a default algorithm, but I highly recommend that you turn on this algorithm. The reason for that is that many studies have been done into this algorithm and essentially is a lot more effective and a lot more efficient when it comes to helping you memorize the cards. I use it myself as well, and I really recommend that you do this as well. Please turn on FSRS, and please, for desired retention, I recommend 90%. This is a lot more effective and efficient when it comes to you remembering the cards. So, quick overview, 15, 150. Turn on FSRS and do this to 90%. And again, whatever you do for here, it's okay. I would recommend you start with a lower amount if you feel more comfortable with that. If you're more advanced, of course, you can do more. Now, that is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for watching the overview of the Dutch B1 Vocabulary Anki deck. If you want to get the deck, you can go to languageatlas.com. I repeat, languageatlas.com. I will share the links in the description and in the comment section as well. I wish you the best of luck with learning Dutch. Goodbye and have an amazing day. Goodbye.